Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Mythgard in Middle-earth. My name is Corey Olson, the Tolkien professor, joined as always by my friend Gryfflet, who has just stood up already for, he's been sitting here on this boulder, looking out over the Stone Deans, where we get to begin here today. He was so excited, he almost went late doing the first quests here in Stone Deans, but not disappointed to leave the Broad Acres, though looking forward to closing the loop there a little bit once we get a chance to. Of course, Gryfflet hates leaving loose ends behind. But here we are, and we'll see how much of the Stone Dean's quest lines we can get through today. To begin with, we still have some really important work to do, namely finding one more clump of chicory and collecting 2 more bear hides. So what could be better than that, I ask? All right, so good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day here today. And let's see if... Oh, boy, the bear just spotted me just in time, didn't he? All right, no problem. All right, okay. There's our last clump of chicory. Check it out. We're making progress here. All right. So let's see. Let me start off with a lore question since we're still roaming about here a bit. All right. Also, there's a lot to do in the Stone Deans, Hologrow. Yeah, but they include some of your favorite quest lines in Western Rohan. Cool. Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Definitely. Okay, let's see. Okay, Bill Stickers. Another great Bill Stickers question. Bill can always be relied upon for lore questions. So, Bill Stickers' next question. Why was Gimli allowed to sail into the west? I understand that the ring bearers had to go there to heal before they could die and go wherever they're meant to go, but Gimli was no ring bearer. He had, however, great friendship with Legolas. Are we to understand that close friends, as well as lovers, cannot be expected to be separated after death? Or are elves in general allowed to bring tourists over? This is a great question. As far as the separation and death business goes, it's clearly not that, because in order to not be separated in death, either Gimli would have to be made immortal or Legolas would have to choose to become mortal and share Gimli's mortal fate. And there's no indication that anything like that happened. That's a rather unusual circumstance. Yeah, I don't think there's no indication that that happened. Rather, it would seem to be more of the latter than the former. Okay, hang on a second. These bears are just not doing it for me. What's wrong with these bears? These are not... These bear hides are inadequate in some way? It's the bears just over here that count, and those don't for some reason. Okay. No need to go about just slaying extra bears. Okay, anyway. Let's see. Is this a hide-bearing bear? It is. Great. So yeah, what seems more relevant is Bill's question about elves in general being allowed to bring tourists over. That seems more the situation, honestly. We're told at the end of Appendix A, the very end of Appendix A, like the penultimate sentence of Appendix A, that it's possible that, Galadriel, who is already in Elvenhome at this point, also kind of, put in a good word for him, Gimli, that is. But that still puts it into the, sort of tourist situation, honestly. And I, there's no two ways about it. It's weird. Now, in sort of the defense of the text acknowledges that it's weird. It says that it's pretty extraordinary that this happens. But here's the other thing that I'd say to keep in mind. The other thing I would say to keep in mind is that it's true that Gimli isn't a ring bearer, but in one sense, that scarcely matters. Scarcely matters in that the being a ring bearer doesn't give you like some kind of right to go over to Valinor, or not to Valinor, to Elvenhome, really. I mean, it kind of looks like that, right? I mean, it looks like that in the, when the last ship takes off, because you've got, all the ring bearers are going together, right? You've got the 3 elven rings all headed over, and you've got and you've got Frodo and Bilbo joining them, right? So it's like, hey, so I guess it can give the impression that being a ring bearer is like your ticket on the boat, right? If you just bore the ring. And of course, Sam is going to go later on because he also was a ring bearer for a time. And again, even that phrasing when Frodo says it that way makes it again sound like, hey, like you get a ticket too because you were a ring bearer, even though only, for a couple hours. But I believe that that's a misunderstanding. It's not that being a ring bearer gives you a ticket. I don't think. It is that, okay, I got to load up the wagon here. The ring bearers have been given permission to come over in order to achieve healing, because so first of all, remember the 3 elven ring bearers are bad data points, right? They're going over to Elvenhome. They're sailing into the west because they belong there, right? Elrond and Galadriel are taking to the havens like any elves are permitted to take to the havens. Well, any except Galadriel, but she now can, so it's all good. So they are going to Elvenhome because it's Elvenhome and they're elves, right? So the fact that they were the ring bearers, again, it's not like they're not headed over because and then Gandalf, of course, he's going home, like he's done. With his job here in Middle-earth. He's from there and he's going back home. So the 3 elven rings, like, again, it's the fact that they're all ring bearers. Yes, this is an important moment, right? When the 3 ring bearers, the 3 elven ring bearers all leave Middle-earth, and it's a signal, that the middle days are passing and the younger days are coming, as Saruman says, with malice but accuracy. So yeah, that all makes sense. But again, it's not like, Círdan is there on the dock being like, have you ever held a ring of power? Okay, check, you can get on the boat. Like, that's not how it works. The elves leave all the time. So Frodo and Bilbo, and then implicitly later on Sam, being let on because they were ring bearers, that's less a like, well, obviously this gives you the right to go to Valinor, like, or again, Elvenhome, because like you can sail into the west if you're a ring bearer. That's a rule. Like, who wrote that rule? Like that's not a rule. In fact, honestly, it's a tourist thing again, right? They're being allowed in there's a special dispensation being made for them because they're ring bearers, not because being a ring bearer somehow gives them the right to go to Elvenhome. They don't have the right to go to Elvenhome, even if they bore the ring. It's a grace given to them. It's a mercy given to them, especially to Frodo, because he needs healing. He's been scarred by the ring. Bilbo's been scarred by the ring too. Now he's gotten over it better. He didn't suffer the same way that Frodo did, but he's still been touched, tainted, corrupted. We see him being corrupted in part. We see it in chapter 1 of the Fellowship of the Ring. Really interesting, by the way. Those of you who don't watch Exploring the Lord of the Rings, we had a really cool discussion the last 2 weeks about Bilbo and the ring. The moment when Bilbo volunteers and then his exchange volunteers to take the ring near the end of the Council of Elrond, and his exchange with Gandalf afterwards. Those are the 2 passages we've been talking about the last 2 weeks. It has been like so mind-opening. I'll stick with my misstatement there. Very mind-opening for me to see. I feel like I am understanding that in new ways that I never did before. And it's super cool to see the really amazing character development that Tolkien does with Bilbo there, and the relationship between Gandalf and Bilbo. It's awesome. Anyway, so like Bilbo's doing fine, like he's doing fine, but that he is invited to come over too, because again, he still has suffered at the hands of the ring and therefore of Sauron. But and that, Sam gets included later on. Again, well, it makes sense because they are because they're wounded. It's an act of grace, but it's still a tourist thing. They have no right there. And it's not like this is now their true home since they bore the ring. It's not their true home. Like the Shire is just still their true home. Frodo can't really come back because he can't rest because he's wounded. And you know, even Sam has been affected by this. Gimli, not so much. But again, that doesn't mean he's in a totally different category. Frodo and Bilbo are still tourists, and Sam are still tourists, being invited to come by special dispensation. So, okay, you want to make another special dispensation on totally different grounds, right? Not because Gimli has been wounded by the ring and needs to be healed, but for the sake of his friendship with the elves? I don't know. I guess they can make whatever rules they want to make, right? I mean, like, it's up to them, you know, if, you know, they invite other folks over. But again, at the end of the day, although him not being a ring bearer would appear to put him in like a fundamentally different category, I don't think it is a fundamentally different category. It's the same tourist category. Any non-elf, you know, Maya is a fundamentally different category. You can easily say he has less excuse, right? That there's less of a good reason for him to go over there. But, you know, I guess if the powers that be decide it's not the case, then, you know, I guess it's fine. By the way, who are the powers that be? I mean, I know the Valar are the powers, capital P, but do they make this decision? Do they make the call? Like, who gets on the boat? Does Círdan have like standing orders? Does he have a line, right? Does he have to call into the office and be like, hey, I got a dwarf here, he wants to come over, you know, he says ask Galadriel, what do you think, you know, do I let him on the boat or not? I don't know, you know, is it just his call? Can he just call an audible on that? And like, you know, the dwarf gets off the boat in Elvenhome and everyone's like, you know, where was Círdan kind of fell asleep at the switch here. And Gimli's like, no, I have an excuse. Like, I don't know. So yeah, I don't know how that works. I mean, there is the mere fact that the Appendix A states that Galadriel's intervention was instrumental in Gimli gaining permission from whomever exactly it is he has to gain permission in order to go over, suggests that there is conversation, indeed two-way conversation, right? That Galadriel has to have found out from where she is in Elvenhome, right, doing whatever she's up to over there in Elvenhome. She's got to get the call. Hey, yeah, we got a dwarf over here. He says hi. He'd like to come visit. You know, are you cool with that? And then she's got to like get a word back. It's the first part of that I don't really understand, but I don't really know. But anyhow, yeah. So I don't know how that works. Don't understand the operations of that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we ever learn anything more about that. I'm now holding out hopes not for that particular question, but I'm excited. It might seem strange to say, like, we'll see if anything emerges from this because, you know, Tolkien has now been dead for quite some time, so you'd think that well would have dried up, but has it, right? In September, The Nature of Middle-earth is coming out, and I'm told there are new things in there. New things that Tolkien wrote in the last years of his life that have never been released. So who knows? Who even knows what could be in there? We'll see. I wouldn't say no to a little more on Círdan the Shipwright, but okay, I'm sorry. I got the chicory. Here we go. Okay. All right. Stithwolf.
These are desperate times for the road.
All right. My good hobbit, you return with some quality hides. Those were large bears, if those hides are any evidence. I may keep the largest among them for a bear rug in my new home if we ever make it there. Okay, well, I'm glad I could furnish you with luxuries.
I I am afraid.
Okay, thank you for your help in gathering chicory. No problem. Speaking of which, I should start preparing the stew for tonight with a few of the fresh herbs you brought me. I feel like I'm being, like, you know, standing in the gap between this land and destruction here with these quests. Thank you for helping me to season my stew this evening. Who are you anyway? Why am I worried about your stew? We are likely to depart in the next day or two. Perhaps tomorrow is the day we take our leave. Hey, who knows? And by the way, I've forgotten, who are you and where are you going? I cannot. Oh, that's right. You're leaving Woodhurst because of some horrifying reason, but I don't know what. Okay, I cannot stop you from going to Woodhurst, but it is not safe. The night we left, we spotted a party of men sneaking towards the mead hall with weapons drawn. Okay, they might have killed us if we had been seen. Of course, it sounds like they might have been going to kill someone else. But okay, we were about to leave when we saw them and hid behind our wagon until they passed. That was not exceptionally valiant of you, but that's okay, Otter. I won't judge you. Even if your valiance or whatever, no, your valor, please, has not shown itself to be of the absolute top notch. I hope that Reeve Herumond and his family are still alive and safe. Perhaps someone in the mead hall survived to tell you what happened. Yet maybe someone is still alive, but we're out of there. Okay. All right. We'll find a member of the Reeves family. Oh man, you can see the mead hall from here. Yeah. Way up on the hill. How nicely situated. It's really dark. I can barely see anything. All right, I'm going to head back now. Wait a second. Where's this Briant? Oh, that he's inside the town, right? Or something. I'll follow my quest arrow to Briant in the hideout on the outskirts of Woodhurst. I think he's inside the palisade, though. Look at Horn and Nona there, keeping a chaste distance. Is this him? It's going to be him, isn't it? Yeah. This little... It's a darling little thatched house, though. Look how complicated the roof structure is. Man. I mean... It's a cozy little cottage, but... yeah. Anyway, okay. Let's see. All right. Galen. I'm looking for Briant. You're not even interested in talking to me, huh? Let's see. There's a curtain. Oh, there's a basement. I remember this basement. Oh, there's Briant. So I was going to say I'm looking for Briant. Like, I thought... I see. Briant is female. Oh, so, Herumond isn't Briant, but his wife is. Got it, yeah.
The hill tribes blows through me, but they are no longer my people.
Great. Okay, so you are welcome in Woodhurst, but you do not see her at her best. My husband has finally succumbed to death, but I cannot properly mourn for him. I must mourn too for our city, for it is held in the grip of Dunlending invaders. The blood of the hill tribes flows in my veins, but they are no longer my people. When I wed Herumond and came to live in his lands, and when I gave him a son, then I was no longer of my tribe. I was part of a new tribe. Briant's eyes flash, and you see a fire in them that reminds you of Nona. Those who hold the mead hall and bring war to my home may share my blood, but they spill the blood of those I love. Now we are enemies. You have my thanks for this warning you bring, but Woodhurst is already imperiled. What is one more threat upon the pile of many? Speak to my son Herubrand. Oh dear. He rules now in place of his father. I will answer any questions of yours I am able. Oh, it's one of the hardest parts of questing in Rohan, and I know it's not going to be any easier in Gondor. That is recognizing names from the song.
You wish to help. Good.
There are not enough folk willing to help with the problems of others in these trying times. My son had a father. Drat. Here I was about to say, I just hope Herubrand has a son, that's all. Except, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Hologro says, must be awkward to be an MMO NPC with the title of wife of so-and-so and see it suddenly change to widow of so-and-so, especially if you don't know your husband was sick. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, it's true, Fing, and I am going to be going up and down the basement stairs here, as I recall, quite a bit, but that's all right. Gryfflet could use the exercise. He's been sitting on that rock for a week. Okay. Okay. Right. Not enough folk willing to help with the problems of others in these trying times. My son had a father. Right. That's as far as I got. His poor son had a father. Is doing all he can as am I. But we cannot be everywhere. There will always be somewhere where we are not. That is so true, man. You may not know much of these invaders, but I do. They are called Draigluth. Oh, man, let me tell you. I bet I know more about the Draigluth than you do, dude. And they worship worms and lizards of all sorts. Yes. But their loyalty has been bought by Saruman, and they go where he commands. Defeat these Dunlending invaders. Wherever you find them throughout the Stone Deans, you will find Draigluth aplenty in Woodhurst, to my sorrow and my mother's. Okay. All right. Yeah, exactly, Phil. Now the question is, does Hedefada have a son? That is exactly my question. All right. Yeah, I was wondering about the spelling there too. I don't think they actually worship worms with an O, really. I think that's not quite true. Okay. All right, well, they haven't slain all the livestock, so they're doing better than an orc invasion. What am I doing? I'm finding a member of the Reeves family, and I'm defeating Dunlending invaders. So, didn't I just find a member of the Reeves family? Did he not count? He's like the heir in the current Reeve? Is that too on the nose for this particular quest? Oh, wait, here we go. Advisor of Herubrand. All right. I guess you'll do... Man, you've got a stupendous beard.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Good day, burglar. How might I help you? Is that really what you would say if you're standing in the middle of a city that's been invaded and conquered by Dunlendings? Ah, you were sent by men leaving the town? They were wise to leave, for our situation is not good. They sent you to seek Herumond, but I believe you look for Herubrand. Herumond's son. Was just talking to him. I'm afraid you will not find him here. He lowers his voice, so only you can hear him. You did not come in vain, but I cannot say more too loudly. Eyes and ears are everywhere. Elda may tell you more. He keeps watch upon the locked mead hall while Herubrand is away. Okay. So it's that kind of... It's an occupation? So like this guard over here. He looks like a Rohirrim dude. Doesn't look like a Dunlending dude. And let me bind to the milestone while I'm right here. Yeah, I'm not going to return to Fenmarch anytime soon. Okay. All right. Okay, so talk to Elda at the mead hall. I reckon I can do that. You know, it's a rainy night. Can see the stars nicely, but it's rainy. When's it going to get day? I can barely see anything. Okay. go this way. Gryfflet's got to learn his way around Woodhurst here. I saw the mead hall up on the side of the mountain. Thurfirth, yeah. Should be Thurfirth. It's not two U's. What is going on there? This dude is bailing out the fountain onto that other dude. It's not working. It's not working. Keep bailing, man. Okay. Well, so far so good. I mean, I guess I was going to say so far so good on the Dunlending front in the sense that I haven't run into any. So for an occupied town, they seem pretty unoccupied. They're bailing out the public fountain to try to sober up a drunkard, I guess. And I don't even see any, like the mead hall seems to be more or less unburned to the ground. Still guarded by Rohirrim dudes, so... Okay. Hey, Elda, you look like an unhappy guy. But I guess, you know, things have been happening.
I do not know if we will
I'm
survive
trespassing?
this onslaught.
For real? That's your response? Why did no guards stop you? The Thane is not here and the door is locked. Be gone or I will call for the guards. Oh, Arnwi sent you. Yeah, the dude with the nice beard. There's nothing to see here, so keep to your own. Herubrand is not here, and I am not certain why Arnwi said I could help you. Go back to him or go leap in the river and rid us of your insatiable curiosity. Your satiable curiosity? Okay. I didn't know I had satiable curiosity. Well, that was rude. I assume I can't get in. Yeah. Okay. Well, the plot thickens. Is he in league? Do we have another traitor? Oh, man. Gotta go back to Arnwi. Past the extremely damp individual. I like these little benches. This one has a good view of the fun. I can't believe there's any water left in that fountain. Okay, fine. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Karen, Elda was super rude. I should have warned you that Elda can be flustered easily these days. He was not like this before, and is usually a gentle soul, though his reaction was harsher than I would have expected. I believe he is taking Herubrand's departure less easily than the rest of us. Perhaps you will have greater fortune speaking with Kaelin. He can be found in the farmhouse. Right, I know him. Okay, fine. Still haven't found any invaders. Whoa. Who's the chick adopting the superhero pose over here? You don't even have a name? Standing there with her sparkly cape, right? You know, looking like a Marvel hero? No? Okay. Yet to be revealed. She looks like she's about to, like, swoop off and do some daring do. Maybe I just shouldn't get in her way. All right. Back to Kaelin in the farmhouse. Oh, for a second I thought he was gone. All right, Kaelin, what do you think?
These are desperate times.
What might you need of me? I apologize for Elda, but he's been acting queer towards everyone of late. It's unusual, as he has always been a kind and caring man. Oh yeah, no, he really exuded. I could tell from the lines of his face that he had kind and caring written all over his face. Not actually. Much has been changed. Much has changed lately, and I barely recognize Woodhurst anymore. You seem a friend of the mark, and so I shall speak with you. We have much to discuss. Okay, let's speak.
I do not know if we will survive this onslaught.
All right, all kinds of secondary weapons and such. All right, Arnwe was right to not speak openly of the truth. We spread the rumor that Herumond left for Brockbridge, as it was the only way to ease tensions and further violence against him. Only a few know of this. Against Herumond? The guy who's already dead? One night, a group of men forced their way into the mead hall and attacked everyone in sight. We are not certain who they were or why they did this, but they seemed intent upon reaching Herumond and his family. We barely escaped with Herubrand, but not everyone returned. Would you enter the mead hall and search the bodies for any evidence of their motives? Alas, we will not be able to maintain secrecy for long, as the bodies are beginning to stink. Oh, I really needed that image. Okay. No problem. We shall search the slain. Time for forensic Gryfflet. All right, let's see. Just in the interest of getting to know the layout of Woodhurst a little more and to see what other peculiar activities the residents of Woodhurst are up to. This guy's just walking slowly. Probably just trying to keep him stay moving so that nobody starts hitting him with buckets of water. And then there's this guy nailing his door. Okay. Then we've got the bucket brigade over there and back up to the mead hall. No problem. Okay. Talk to Elda again. This should go well. I'm sure all I have to tell him is that Kaelin told me to check out the bodies, and he's going to be like, oh, yes, my good hobbit. I am delighted to assist in every possible way. We'll see. All right, Elda. Hi.
These are desperate times.
I thought I made it clear you should not be here. What? Kaelin wants me to let you into the mead hall? This is outrageous. How dare he undermine everything we worked for and place his trust in you, whom he just met? You're going to speak with others, huh? Oop. Off you go to tell whoever's paying you that your dark deeds are about to be discovered? Use the key. Oh. All right. Nice. Okay. All right. Signs of a struggle, but it is eerily quiet and unlikely anyone survived. Eerily quiet in like a mead hall full of corpses? Look, eerie would be if it's not quiet in the mead hall full of corpses. If there might be survivors in here, I would rather hope that Elda would have not locked it and stood outside preventing anybody coming in. Okay. Oh, hang on. What do we got here? Pop-up quest. The mead hall of Woodhurst has become a scene of battle, like much of Rohan. Kaelin mentioned that there were members of Herubrand's family who did not return after the battle and are presumed dead. While searching for evidence, you should try to determine their whereabouts, so find Herubrand's family among the slain. That's nice. Okay, man of Woodhurst. Let's see what we find. Searching. Nothing of interest. Yeah, who cares about this guy? How about this guy? Do we care about him? Nothing of interest. How will I know if it's a member of Herubrand's family? Do I have, like, descriptions, IDs, somebody knocked over the wood pile. Oh, man. Do they have dog tags or... Nothing of interest. What am I looking for? I found signs of a struggle. Huh. Nothing of interest. Boy, like Hercule Poirot, I am not. I mean, what? Okay, I think... can you, like, investigate the wounds? Do I get any... No, nothing at all. Huh? Oh, it's Herumond. Holding a bloody dagger and may have delivered the Reeve's killing blow. Oh, dear, because there's the Reeve. So, we're not going to bury the Reeve? We're just going to lock the door and stand outside it? Uh-oh. Cunithruth. Oh no, poor Cunithruth. Who was Cunithruth? Was she... Must have been Herumond's wife? Boy, Herubrand's mom has a cool name. Cunithruth. How much fun is that to say? I could say that all day long. Cunithruth. This man's club is bloodied and he may have delivered Cunithruth's killing blow. Okay, so this was an inside job. A fancy knife that appears to be Cunithruth's is sticking out of this man's chest. So she fought that dude off and then got clubbed to death by that dude. All right, well, that's something, Gryfflet. All right, I still don't understand why the proper burial of the Reeve was not a little bit more. No, was that Herumond's widow? I thought she wasn't Herubrand's wife. She was Herubrand's mom. Well, I'll be going back there before too long, so. Okay. Where did Elda slink off to? Is he going to come back with Dunlending reinforcements? He sure knows how to make himself a suspect. If I find Elda again, I might just send him down here to the fountain to get water thrown on his head for the next half hour until he talks. It's like, because I mean, seriously, it's looking less like that guy's being, you know, sobered up and more like he's being waterboarded over there. Okay. Water bucketed, I guess. Okay, Kaelin.
These are desperate times.
My desire to know our enemy has clouded my reason. It was not likely that we would find much of use. However, this news of Elda's actions is troubling. He is no longer watching the mead hall. I will seek an audience with him soon, as we are apparently not of a similar mind. No, you're not. Let's see. This is an upgrade for my secondary weapon. Some vitality, some agility. I'm liking this. No, this one's better. How about the sturdy one? That's a might weapon. Yes, sir. Let's see. Where'd it go? Gotta do some inventory management soon. Yep, replace the mace. There we go. My legendary weapon is this little tiny dagger, and my secondary weapon is this much longer sword. All right. Yeah, I think Cunithruth was Herumond's wife. I think so too.
I do not know.
This is terrible news. They will be put to rest with respect due to Reeve's family. I'd hope so. Herubrand was injured during the battle, but I think he hurts more from not being able to save them or go look for them. The townsfolk must not know that the mead hall was attacked. That's a secret? Or that Herubrand has remained hidden for his safety. Disorder might ensue. Won't disorder ensue if all of a sudden all the leadership vanishes and nobody knows why? Okay, if they knew that the mead hall, the symbol of authority here, has fallen. This is being handled rather oddly by the people in this town. Okay, yeah, I've been briefed about the trapdoor. Okay. No. Briant is the widow of Herumond. So who is Cunithruth then? Cunithruth is Herubrand's wife. I see. Right. Okay. So Herumond's mom is here mourning, and Herubrand's wife has been killed too? Oh, man. So you are the burglar that I have heard about, have you? What news might you have for me? I did not expect less. You are kind, stranger. This was a grisly task, but I'm glad you performed it, and for that I thank you. I feared the outcome, but I am grateful for the truth. Oh, hey, did I just level up? think I did. Level 95. How about that? No, I think something else just happened because I froze my XP. I feared that outcome, but I am grateful for the truth. I vowed to find whoever killed my wife, and father, and rout the evil from this city. It is time my advisors and I discuss our plan. We must discover who is behind the attack and reclaim my seat in the mead hall. If I returned now, I feel it might become my tomb as it almost did before. Okay. All right, let's have a council.
Herubrand meets with his advisors to discuss the actions that they should take in response to the assault upon the mead hall of Woodhurst.
Oh, my buddy Elda's here, and Kaywin, and aren't we? Okay. All right, Elda, let's see. Are you going to carry on making yourself super suspicious?
I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands.
The council has gathered, and the time has come to discuss our actions in response to the attack. We must attempt to secure Woodhurst and find a way to protect our people. There is something malevolent working against us here. I think it's the guy to my right. Good evening. Everyone has arrived. It's time to begin. I want to thank you three for saving Briant and me during the attack. We would have died with my wife and father if not for your quick thinking. These injuries will heal, but I still live to see that this city does not fall. We must find those who killed my family. Yeah, I can read it. But who's our enemy? We could not determine who those men were. They looked like men from Woodhurst, though none of their faces were familiar. Is anyone safe if we cannot keep even the mead hall secure? Not to interrupt, but do we know this burglar can be trusted? Thank you, Elda. I would not have invited Gryfflet to the council if I thought doing so would risk our safety. Yeah, I'm worried about him. Given the events of late, I simply feel it is unwise to put trust in this newcomer. I meant no offense. Yes, you did, Elda, you jerk. It may be wise to speak with the guards around the city to see if they have seen any suspicious activity. Thank you, Kaylin, for dispersing that. I am not convinced that that is as wise as it may seem. The night we were attacked, 2 guards stood watch outside the mead hall. Yet I saw no guard assist our struggle, nor were they injured or dead outside the door. Their absence is suspicious, and I am not sure the guards can be trusted. We must start somewhere. I agree we should see if the guards might help point us in the right direction. If those sworn to protect us went missing, that is troubling. We should discuss this with the captain. Trouble seems to be brewing in the lower quarters of Woodhurst. Are the Dunlendings there suspected to be behind this attack? Why, just because they invaded the town? No, the Dunlendings are our brothers too. We have long lived together in peace here. We could just as easily blame the Rohirrim, whom I'm sure are enthralled with us for letting the city become so dangerous for them. Speaking of which, do any remain or have they all left? Is that not suspicious, like the Rohirrim have left? I don't understand. Enough. Bickering about this will get us nowhere. The pacing's great. We have nothing to base our suspicions on any particular people. I want to catch whoever is behind this, but we should not jump to conclusions. We will see what the guards and the captain have to say. Yes, my Reeve, says the suspicious twerp. Okay. Herubrand, fine. We will speak again shortly, once the others have departed. I may not know you well, but you told me of my family and of the scene of the mead hall when others would not. I believe you have earned my trust. Well, that's nice. Let's talk about Elda, then. Yeah, I'm confused about them referring to the Rohirrim in the third person like that. I mean, I guess some of them are Dunlending, but I thought they were of mixed blood. Like, why would they speak of the Rohirrim as outsiders? Like, haven't they left?
I have need of your help.
I believe I may trust the council, as they were always loyal to my father. However, I have doubts regarding some of their motivations. Arnwy's observation about the missing guards is very troubling. Had they been there to help, my family might still live. Nevertheless, I believe that speaking with the guards who remain at their posts will yield our best chance of discovering the source of the attack. Especially since especially since if it induces them to attack us and reveal themselves. Okay, let's see. Yeah, copper earrings. How does that look? Okay.
I have need of your help.
I cannot understand why Elda will not trust you. I believe he is concerned for me. I'm sure that's it. He was my father's advisor and is set in his ways, but I am a good judge of character, and you seem trustworthy. Arnwe's observation is troubling, and we should be careful not to divulge too much information to the guards. Speak with Thurferth, captain of the guard, about the 2 men posted at the mead hall, and if they have seen anything suspicious lately. Okay. All right, I think I got more. Let's see. What are my earrings? Okay, let's see. Gonna do a little upgrading. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's nice. Okay. All right. Back up the stairs we go. Yeah, Edith, I can understand, tensions since it's a border town and everything, but it does seem, as Holligro says, that they've been intermingling and interbreeding for some time, so I'm a little surprised that it's still kind of classified in that way. You know what I mean? Like that people are still like that. Elda, like one of the leaders of the town, would be like, those Rohirrim, are they going to leave? Okay. I'm going to talk to Thurferth. Still supposed to just go slaughter Dunlendings, which is increasingly seeming like perhaps a bad idea. Hello, Thurferth the Broad.
These are desperate times.
The 2 men I entrusted with the protection of the mead hall are gone. They have not been seen for days, and we assumed they had left for the war, or riches elsewhere, or both. Does this happen? Like, guards just wander off and you're like, well, they've gone off to seek their fortune, right? Isn't that kind of a big deal? I've seen nothing suspicious, not even like the complete I've set them to guard the mead hall and they vanished. Didn't report back, but I'm sure everything's fine. Thank you, Thurferth the Vigilant and Clueful. Let's talk to some other guards. This palisade is weird. Is this the division between the Rohirrim and the Dunlending parts of town?
I am afraid of what is happening.
Nothing suspicious here. They go about their duty, but the miners are tense with worry about the war being war being so close by. The Rohirrim seem to be losing this war. Third person again. And some believe the Stone Deans are better suited to separate from Rohan, that it should be ruled by its own people and not some fallen king from a far-off land, while some believe that we should throw in with the Dunlendings and ally with the White Hand. Okay. The thing that is kind of tripping me out about all this is that they're speaking of both populations in the third person. The Rohirrim and the Dunlendings, as if they're not connected with either one. So, there seems to be a divide in this town. And yet what's really weird is their unification, and their unification in opposition to both of the constituent, elements of their population. Let's try to handle that. You've come just in time. You just missed a party of men that I believe are up to no good. They appeared to be following one of the stable hands at this stable, and they followed him around the corner. He has not come back, and I'm worried they might have hurt or killed him. What are you for? You saw these guys mug this dude in the street, and you're like, I think they might have mugged him. I haven't checked or anything because I had important standing here to do. But okay, his heritage is mainly Rohirrim, and the party following him were troublemakers from the lower part of the city. Little Little Dunlending ghetto down there? Is that what?
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands.
The man who works the horses in the field behind this stable looked like he was being followed by a group of... Yeah, you said that. They're from the lower part of the city, which means they're likely up to no good. Okay, great. I've been instructed by the captain to leave them alone, but I fear for the stable hand. Okay. I'll go do your job. I mean, the thing which you could not possibly be expected to do. We got some ruffian action over here. Are you just kicking this dude? I couldn't one-shot the guy. Okay. Hey there. I did not see them coming. Thank you for dispatching them. I am not certain I can stand just yet. Will more of them come to harass me? My leg is hurt badly, and I think I could use a splint and some bandages. Is that where he was kicking you? Could you please see if the healer in the shop nearby has any supplies to spare? Okay. All right. They respawn really quickly, Hologro. They're going to be back to kicking him again before you know it. No wonder he's got a problem with his leg. Okay, talk to the healer. Seem to be some issues in this town.
These are desperate times.
Not many come and go through this gate these days. Occasionally a wagon of supplies is sent to Brockbridge to aid in their defense. Otherwise, it is rather quiet here. Smoke rises in the distance and looks to be coming from south of Brockbridge. I worry for that fair town and for our leaders, Herubrand and Herefara, who went to aid in its defense. Right, yeah. Other towns seem to be on fire. People are being assaulted right around the corner from the guards. But, it's superhero lady. She's protecting this area, no problem. I love the moths around the lamps. Okay. Uh-oh. Horn and Nona are gone.
I do not know if we will survive this onslaught.
Nothing suspicious happens around this gate. Farmers are busy tending the fields, and 2 Rohirrim left recently with their wagon packed. Yeah, I met them. You were looking for the 2 who once guarded the mead hall? I was good friends with them, but not after what they did. I never wish to speak ill of friends, but they swore off their duty to those they were pledged to protect. And if the rumors are true, good people lost their lives because of it. They swore off? They just left. They can usually be found at the inn, so they're drinking down the pub, and the captain of the guard is like, no idea. Never heard from them. They've gone off to seek their fortune.
I do not know.
The 2 who once guarded the mead hall, Mana and Skirfa, are well known at the inn nearby. They may be trying to remain unnoticed after abandoning their duty. It's okay. I don't think Thorfarth is going to notice. All right. I will... good to find the pub anyway. So, there it is. Still no leads on walking guy here, right? All right. Let's see. Provisioner. There's the healer. Oh, hang on a second. I think I got some Forge Master business here.
Your aid is welcome.
Boy, do I ever. Another bright. Ooh, and another dagger I could start leveling up. That's nice. Oh man, I had more than I thought. Okay, let's see. There we go. Might as well ditch the other ones while I'm here.
Greetings, friend of the Rohirrim.
Okay, yep. Great. Well, that helps the inventory a bit. And then, let's see. Yes, sir. Look at that. We are full up with legendaries to level up again. Nice. Okay. Cool. Hewer. How awful, that poor man. I have some supplies in a spare pack which I save for emergencies. I have extra so I can part with it without much concern. Okay, bandage Broda's wounds. Oh man, I'm gonna have to hit. They're probably back and kicking him again. All right, I'll get the supply. Oh wait, no, hang on. Oh, this is not the tavern. This is the general store. I'm gonna say it didn't look much like a tavern. Okay, wrong quest ring. But I found the healer anyway, so that's good. But now where's the bar? Oh, it's a barrel. I thought that was a tankard with foam on top. Okay, right. I should look more closely at the pictorial signs. All right. All right. I bet the pub is down nearer to the guy who's being waterboarded in the central square. Yep. Okay. Mana and Scarfa do not appear to be here at the moment. I am shocked. I know the two you're looking for, but I have not seen them come by for a few days. There's another inn in town, but they cater to poorer folk. Oh, is it down in the ghetto? That inn would put me out of business with their cheap swill if my patrons dared to enter it. I hear only trouble goes in there, so be wary. It is by the pond in Lower Woodhurst. Okay. We will see about that. Enter the tavern in Lower Woodhurst. And bandage Broda's wounds. And I still have only done half the guards? Man, okay. Oh, right, I should talk to the... I should talk to the... There's a guard up by the mead hall. Okay. You're right, Hologro. The Dunlending area is on the wrong side of the tracks. I saw the train tracks. I was a little surprised, but... I mean, I understand it's a mining operation. But I was still a little surprised to see train tracks. Nay, I've seen naught out of the ordinary. With Herubrand gone for Brockbridge, the door is locked and nobody has been up here until you came. It's too quiet up here. I miss my old post. Plus, the corpse of our old Reeve stinking from inside the building has begun to disturb me. I was once stationed down near the mine where I could listen to some of the men talk about their distrust of Rohirrim, and that Herubrand was a fool to support them. There are terrible rumors about the Rohirrim going around. Okay, what are the rumors? And who are you that you speak of the Rohirrim like that? I just have a hard time understanding it. Okay, but fine. Let's go back to Broda. Whose name is like being recuperated, essentially. Broda, well, Brotha was the name of, remember, he's the Easterling dude who rules Dorloman after Hurin, after the Nirnaeth Arnoidiad. So, and he's the one that Turin slays in his hall. Oh no, wait, I'm going the wrong way. Right, there's the guard who can't be bothered. Huh. Hey, they didn't come back. Here you go. Alright, bandaged his wounds.
I am afraid of what is
I must be more aware. The ruffians seem to come out of nowhere. Will their friends come to finish what they began? You will not always be around to protect me, and it seems that I cannot rely upon the guards. Yeah, I've been noticing that too. Some of the others have been leaving town, and I may wish to follow if I wish to stay alive. And I may have to follow if I wish to stay alive. Yep, you better limp your way out of town, dude. Oh, I get guard credit for that? Okay. All right. I think I did all the guards up here, so let's go down to the lower part of town. See what we find. How do I get to the lower part of town? I mean, I remember the other way by that strange path. Oh, wait, no, look, it's another guard. You're a guard. No, where is this? Is this the lower part of town? Yeah, it is. Okay. Here's the other entrance. Oh, you're changing your hairstyle while I'm talking to you. That's disturbing. No, inventory is not really what I was looking for. I've noticed nothing unusual, though the lands beyond this gate can be dangerous at times. Rohirrim and Dunlending roots run deep through Woodhurst, and the lands ahead have the strongest Dunlending influence. Those who live beyond here do not keep hidden their wishes that the Stonedeans were part of Dunland. With tensions rising, it would be wise for Rohirrim and their supporters to avoid that place. Okay. Hang on, it says there's still another guard back up here. I wanna finish the guards, just in case they give me any new quests that I need to finish up here before I go down there. Or don't have to go back and forth more often than I need to. So let's see. All right, aren't we? There's superhero lady. Do I have to go back and... No. Yeah, it's this guy. I bet I won't get credit for him until after I have done his quest, like happened with the other dude when I healed Brada, which means I have to go down to the lower level. Okay. All right, no problem. No problem. Okay. Yeah, here's the way. All right. Down we go. Let's see. And just a rainy day here in Woodhurst. Oh boy, they did give them the choice real estate. That's a nice boulder though. And who's leaving this perfectly good backpack sitting out here? Is this the pub? The Mud. Huh. The Mud, flanked by ruffians. It does seem like a ruffianly sort of evening, as Butterbur might say. Nice. I like the fact that I'm back to almost one-shotting folks when I get, you know, some decent stealth in. Might as well go collect that backpack before I go into the pub. People be leaving a perfectly good backpack lying about. Bargor's going to check it out. Okay. There was a hatchet, so now I'm all set. Place is chock full of ruffians. The Mud. It's Mana and Scurfa, dark eyes locked upon you the moment you walk through the door. Cadwallader? Oh man, I can't wait to meet the guy named Cadwallader. What's she doing? Kicking the cat? Oh no, she's kicking this guy. Well, it looks like he deserves it. Don't think I want to get involved. Okay. Hi, guys. Tell me about the night the mead hall got sacked. And have you found your fortune? What do you want? Ah, you heard the truth. We abandoned our post at the mead hall. Good thing that's not a capital offense or something. The captain kept going on about us being his favorites, but he posted us at that dreary hall. Guard duty at the mead hall, guarding the person of the Reeve, was too boring for you? Nothing ever happens at the mead hall. Yeah, good thing that's true. He would barely even pay us. He wanted us out of the way, and now here we are. What? Aye, we abandoned the captain, but not our duty to Woodhurst. Oh no, the captain does not have Woodhurst's best interests at heart. We follow the man who could and will save the people. The captain distrusts Herumond and Herubrand and is more concerned about putting himself in a position of power. The man we now owe our allegiance to would likely want to meet you. Besides, he's willing to pay us. Captain only flipped a coin our way when it suited him. Okay. Tell me about this new allegiance of yours.
These are desperate times.
The man I now work for is very influential. He is the most successful merchant in the region. He owns mines outside of the city, and his trade was unmatched until the White Hand cut off the southern routes. As a guard, I was seldom given the chance to truly protect people. Yet that is why I became one. I am now afforded that opportunity, and I get paid for it. Gifmund may offer you a similar opportunity if you speak to him in the ore refinery near the center of town. This sounds like a good upstanding gentleman. Who's Cadwallader? That's what I want to know. What are those spikes? Are they horns? Tusks? I don't know. Dude, get off me. I guess you'll do as good as any ruffians. Boy, that guy's really going to be sore in the morning. Okay. Yeah, Hollogrow, not only were the guards complaining about it being boring doing guard duty, but they were complaining that the biggest problem with guard duty is they never really got the chance to guard anyone. Plus, guarding people was boring. Okay. I only need 3 more, huh? Okay. Oh, and here's number 10. Great. All right. So where's Gifmund? Is he in some hidden grotto in the pond? Or is he back in the pub? Or is he upstairs? Huh. Oh, I guess the refinery is up the hill? Is this the ore refinery? Why is it surrounded by a palisade? Okay, so the ore refinery is up in this part of town. Oh, okay, I see lots of rocks sitting around. That's a good sign. Oh, look! Hanging out with your good friend Elda, huh? Hi there, Gifmund mine owner, who has subverted the loyalty of the Reeve's guards just in time to get him murdered, and Elda, who is trying to prevent me exploring the scene.
I'm afraid what is happening to
You are the hobbit I have heard much about, the one who gets things done. I have need of a hobbit like that. Are you going to make me an offer that I can't refuse? Have you come to join my cause for a free Woodhurst? Free from Rohirrim demands for support. Free from Dunlendings' ill will from being exiled. And free from the war that will surely change the land. The guards here seem to offer little protection, and trouble from Lower Woodhurst is causing problems at my mine. Would you be willing to teach them a lesson? Do I have to? Can't we just get straight to the point where I drag you in? No? Okay, oh good, I did get credit for that last guard. I just have to go back down to the lower part of town and slaughter a bunch more Dunlendings. It's a little uncomfortable.
what is happening to these lands.
The two were bribed to leave their post. That is unacceptable. I'm glad you think so, man. I will inform the others that they should be arrested on sight. Loyalty is not what it once was. We are sworn to protect the people and most of all the Reeve. They were my most trusted men and were posted at the Reeve's door. I will not soon forget this betrayal. Well, I'm glad to hear that, I suppose. The guards have not received monies for some time now, and I can barely pay the men. I cannot purchase arms or supplies. Why is it that Reeve Herumond thinks a city can be protected with nothing? I have brought this to his advisors and was dismissed. Really? Perhaps you can help. My men were busy with their duties to Woodhurst, but I could use someone to gather supplies from hides, bear claws, goat hooves, and venison. Seriously? This is the most pressing matter? Okay. Let me go talk to Herubrand. You think failing to pay them might have turned out to be a mistake? Well, yes, and I'm not saying that guards should work for free, but not sure betraying the Reeve was wholly justified by the delay in pay. You know, not wholly. Okay, Herubrand.
The Dunlendings cannot defeat us.
Soon this land will be free of their clutches. Okay, my son and I will do what we can against the Dragluth, for they cannot defeat us. Herubrand smiles at your puzzled expression. I do not speak in riddles, and do not exaggerate my prowess or that of my heir. The Dunlendings cannot defeat us. We are invincible. Okay. That makes me feel much better. Reinforced boots of the Dragon Clan? A boot upgrade? Will they be a cosmetic upgrade as well?
It is true.
It is true.
An old soothsayer lives
Yeah.
among the mounds and speaks words of prophecy.
She has foretold that I will die at Orcish hand, as will my firstborn son. Oh, that's wonderful news. I mean that you have other children. Herubrand laughs boisterously. Never before has knowledge of coming death been so welcome, Gryfflet. For if it be my fate to die at Orcish hand, well, no Dunlending will be able to land a hand upon me. Thus far it has proven so. Speak to your companions, and if they agree to the journey, I will bring you before the soothsayer Hildegard. Perhaps she will read your fate as well. Yeah, interesting that he is under a prophecy of death, because he sure is. I could have delivered that prophecy. Nope. I always get faked out by that. Where'd Kaelin go? There he is. He's just slow to spawn. Okay. Oh, man. I'll talk to Horn here.
Herubrand is a fool to believe the words of this soothsayer.
Such mystics never speak plain, but deal in riddles to confuse the weak-minded. Herubrand is a fool to believe the words of this Hildegard. I will go with you to this cave if Nona desires it, but I beg of you, do not put too much stock in the words of this soothsayer. There are many mysteries in the world, but I think it likely this Hildegard is merely a woman with an addled mind. This soothsayer will speak in riddles and lies. Mark my words, for they tell the future. Oh, Horn rather derisive. What do you think, Nona? A soothsayer lives in this land? I am filled with delight. Such folk truly possess the power of foretelling the fates. Do you remember the dream that drew us across the mountains? We could not fathom its meaning, but a soothsayer such as the one of which Herubrand speaks is more skilled at reading such visions than the like of us. Return to Herubrand and humbly beg him to bring us before this soothsayer. She could tell us much. Okay. Okay, let me go hunting first. And I'm looking for goats, deer, and bears. Oh man. Clearly Horn and Nona not seeing eye to eye. Alright, let me get a lore question if I'm going to go out hunting here. Okay. Bill Stickers says, in his song about Gondor, Aragorn sings about a silver tree. Are the terms for white tree and silver tree exchangeable, or does he mean another tree? No, he means the same tree. And it's interesting, you know, I never really was like terribly concerned about this, but it's true that it's a little bit, I mean, it's clearly the silver tree. Right, I mean, the white tree is an offspring of the silver tree. Like it traces its lineage all the way back to Telperion in Valinor. So it's clearly a silver tree, but it's in Gondor called the white tree, and almost never is it called in Gondor the silver tree. I mean, again, I am sure that's what he's talking about, Aragorn, in that poem, I mean. Oh, friendly, patient deer, which I feel a little bit guilty about hunting in this wise, but... Okay. At least I don't have to hunt too many things. Shouldn't take me too long. Okay. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know why. I don't really know why they never talk about it as the silver tree, even though Aragorn does do so in that poem. But it's clearly the same, no question. getting a little venison here. Oh, okay, there we go. It's another goat. There's another goat, which I need to go over here and get. Come on now, don't be shy, goat. Edith, yes, it's true that Telperion shed light. Yes. And the tree in Gondor was just a tree. Yeah, I didn't, shed liquid light or anything like that. Well, that's a suspicious looking tree. What happened over here? Is the rabbit hideous and twisted as well? I don't know. It looks a little sketchy. Limping its way over here. This forest looking a little sketchy. All right. It's not going to take me all that long to collect all the meat I'm supposed to bring. I've got enough goats. But there's a lot of hides, though. Okay. You're right, Phil. It would be much more dangerous to be hunting for the rabbit hides. Okay. Let's see. Tomas was asking. He said, I always found the pronunciation of Vanyar very close to the category of Norse gods called the Vanir. Do I think this is a coincidence? I imagine that the Vanyar, although elves, could have been seen as a subcategory of gods by humans, seemingly so high and with their own realm in Valinor, comparable to Vanheim. That is, if we compare the Valar with the Aesir living in Asgard. It's a really interesting theory. So let me kind of approach two different parts of this question. First, the word. Do I think it's a coincidence? Yes. Yes, I do think it's a coincidence. Now, obviously, we know that Tolkien was very interested in and influenced by Norse mythology. So, of course, do I mean to say that I don't think he knew about or was interested in the Vanir? No, I do. Do I think that the coincidence between their name and the name of the Vanir and the name of the Vanyar, do I think that's deliberate? No, I don't think that's deliberate. I absolutely don't. Mainly because, I guess for two reasons. Three reasons. Reason number one, it's actually too close. Tolkien doesn't play that particular game very often. That is just reusing a name like that, practically reusing a name like that. Especially not one of those names. And by those names, I mean the names of the Elvish peoples. Those were really important names in Tolkien's creative economy, and he spent a lot of time with them. And I don't think he would ever have used the names of one of the elf peoples. That just this central core element of his mythology, simply to make a connection, to the other mythologies. I really don't see him doing that. So what then? So that's one reason. That's reason number one. Again, it's actually too close for me to suspect that. Reason number two is that the name of the Vanyar, like so many of the names of, the elves like that, it's derived from his whole linguistic situation. He doesn't just name things after other people's names like that. Again, not only would that be very unusual in this case, as I was suggesting, but again, it's not how he operates. He's not going to take a familiar name, kind of vary it a little bit, and run with it in order to establish that connection. He derives all of his names, especially the elvish names, especially the elvish people names. He establishes all those things from from within his languages, as he's doing his constructed language, his fun with constructed languages. So I really, for sure, don't think that would be the case. That's the second reason I don't believe it. The third reason I don't believe it. Actually, let me finish the second one. 2A. Not only does he rely on his etymologies within his invented languages instead of just adopting other names, but in addition, he very frequently, like when there are at times kind of coincidences, when when it happens that one of the names that he derives from his constructed languages, when it so happens that one of those names ends up like a recognizable name or a recognizable word, he doesn't really seem to be bothered by that. In fact, I'm not even convinced he notices all the time, because when he sees the word Vanyar, he's going to be thinking about its etymology and the history of its etymology, within Quenya as it has grown, over the course of its creative history. We see him do this again and again. Come across names, or the most famous being exactly, Edith, being tuna, right? I really don't think that Tolkien even thought that Tyrion upon Tuna sounded like tuna upon rye. It's just not in his... it's just not the way that his mind works. He had such an ear for language that he thinks about these things differently and seems to hear them differently. And I've told this story before, but it's a fun story and worth repeating. I actually think that C.S. Lewis teased Tolkien about this a little bit in Perelandra, the second book of Lewis's space trilogy. The protagonist of C.S. Lewis's space trilogy, Elwyn Ransom, is kind of loosely based on Tolkien, at least in the sense that he's a famous philologist. So he at least kind of has Tolkien's, career path, right? So he is, Lewis is depicting this famous philologist who has these sort of spiritual adventures and space traveling adventures. And when he does, there's this one incident, his name is Ransom, Elwyn Ransom. Ransom is his last name. And there comes a point in Paralandra where the significance of his name is really important, and where the story kind of works a pun on his name. That he is to be the ransom of someone. And the narrator, C.S. Lewis's narrator, says, now it may seem strange to you that this never occurred to Ransom before. But he says it never had. Like, he'd never really noticed that his name was Ransom. Because, and he explains, like, because he knew, the etymology of his name, it meant, it came originally, from Ranulf's son, not from, it had no connection with the English word ransom. And so therefore he had never connected it in his mind with the English word ransom. And Lewis kind of characterizes this as it's a sort of an inside joke, right? Like, at the expense of philologists. This is the kind of thing philologists do all the time. Like, they know so much about language that they don't even make the connections about language that, like, normal people would make. And I do think that tuna is an example of that. So yeah. Anyway, so does the similarity necessarily mean that there is good a priori evidence that Tolkien was thinking of the Vanir? No, it's real. It might seem that way, and that's a totally understandable kind of theory to have. But no, I don't think it necessarily means that at all. And here's the third reason why I don't believe it. The third reason is just, although the name is superficially similar, there's not enough evidence, I think. They're not very similar, in fact, right? The Vanyar and the Vanir, what do they have in common? I mean, yeah, you can say, the construction, Tomas, that you were making, it's not that it doesn't work at all, right? There's this secondary, they're very high beings, and they're, if the Valar are kind of like the Aesir, then the Vanyar who are close to them would kind of be like the Vanir. But the parallel seems to me, kind of weak in that way. What would Tolkien accomplish by doing this? I mean, it's enough, you could say, to say, well, he's accomplishing establishing a establishing a parallel to external mythology, right? Doing the kind of like, and this is the true story behind why the the Vanir are called that, right? In Norse mythology, it's like a distant memory of the Vanyar. But again, I don't really buy it, because again, it's not close enough. There are times when I think Tolkien certainly does play that game, especially back in the older days, but it doesn't. If that's what he's done there with the Vanyar, it doesn't work very well, I think. So those are the three reasons why I don't really believe in that crossover. But it's still a fun observation, nevertheless. But as I say, I don't believe there's much significance to it. All right, Thorfirth, I got your stuff here.
I am afraid.
Collecting these supplies was no small task, but I'm afraid I have not much to repay you with. I still find it difficult to believe the Reeve would not set aside funding for the city guard. You seem to be in good standing with his advisors. Speak with them for me to determine why you are receiving so little support. Why he is. Okay. Yeah, good plan. Whereas Gifmund over here seems to be fairly wealthy. I bet you this is all Elda's fault. By which I don't mean Eldoeth, by the way. I keep feeling guilty for saying all these things about Elda and making it sound like I'm dissing on poor Eldoeth, who's a wonderful person and not deserving of my scorn and suspicious comments. Kind of sad, Elda, isn't it, to have like an NPC in the game named after you and have him turn out to be such a scrub? You did well, but bear this in mind. Their ill will cannot be easily contained when a people like the Dunlendings have been exiled and oppressed as long as they have. Word travels swiftly in this city, and I have heard that you handled that little problem well. You and I may be able to do great things, should you choose to join me.
These are desperate times for the
It is
Rohirrim.
important that the people of Woodhurst feel safe again. I think safety is something that I can provide. It is known that the guards are struggling to maintain control and will sometimes avert their eyes when they should not. I can provide protection to those who want it and have something to offer in return. Please speak with the shop owners of Woodhurst on my behalf. Do I have to do this? I don't want to do that. Run his protection racket? I mean, I'm a completionist, but this really strains things here. I'm going to delay this for a little bit and see what happens. Because, I'm kind of thinking that just blind completionism is not going to steer me right here. Well, before I can put myself in an undercover mindset, but it's one thing to figure out and infiltrate his operations, and another thing to actually further his ends and undermine the loyalty of the people of the town. It's not okay, man. Okay, Herubrand.
Let us see what Hildegard has to say of your own future.
Oh, wait, no. I'm not prepared to go to Hildebrand. I'll figure out the rest of the stuff first. That is not possible. I know for certain that my father set aside a considerable portion of the city's monies to fund the guard. It is vital for any city. Where did the money go, if not to the guards? Elda has been involved in the planning for some time, and perhaps he knows what has happened. Yeah. Let's go ask Elda some uncomfortable questions about that. It would imply that their loyalty isn't already rock bottom. Yeah, well, I'm not going to build them loyalty to Gifmund, probably with stolen town money. I'm helping gather sufficient evidence. I think it crosses a line, man. Going to the townspeople on Gifmund's behalf incriminates me. I'm uncomfortable. Not a big fan. Hey, speaking of not being a big fan, here's Elda again.
I do not know.
Begone, I have nothing to say to you. Are you accusing me of thievery? Kinda. You have no evidence and are fortunate that I do not dispose of you right now. Like to see you try, grumpy dude. I was instructed to fund the city's protection. I diverted funding to those who could actually protect us. Ah, you admit it. The guards do not, and I am not afraid to say it. Well, because they're not paid. Tell him what you want. I do not fear him or you. Okay, so he's admitted to embezzling funds and funneling it to his friend who is attempting to raise support. You think this storyline resolves a lot more satisfactorily than the Ranger epic quests in Dunland did? Oh, you mean when all the Rangers got slaughtered? Yeah, that was not very satisfactory. Oh, one of the monsters or madness guys is in the cliffs above town here, is he? Well, might have to pay him a visit. Elda said he diverted monies elsewhere? But who else is protecting the city if not the city guard? My father trusted this man and paid for it with his life. He either kept that money and is a thief, or he gave it to someone and is a traitor. Totally agreed, man. Not gonna say I told you so, even though I told you so. Let's see what Thurferth thinks about this, if he's gonna bestir himself. You'll assume I'll want a posse to start off next week? Yeah, I doubt we're going to get there this week. We'll see. I think I might do... Well, answer me this. Are there any quests locally that point to it? Or is it only that one back in Torsbury that points to it? Because if it's only the one back in Torsbury... Okay, no, none of them do. All right, so I might just finish up in town here then and take care of the monster before I leave.
These are desperate times.
The advisor responsible for funding the protection of the city put those funds elsewhere. He should hope that I never see him again. However, if anyone... He's right down the road. He's like right there. The door isn't even closed. If anyone is to blame, it's Reeve Herumond for entrusting someone like that to handle such important affairs. Okay. I mean, it's true that... Oh no, I'm out of quests. No, a dead end! Oh, okay, I'm doing reputation with the Helmingas now. Oh man. Now I have to talk to shopkeepers. Grumble, grumble. Fine. Hi, tavern keeper. Would you please shift your loyalty from the rightful rulers of the town to Gifmund, who's trying to buy your loyalty?
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands.
It's an interesting offer and one I must consider. It is true that the guards do not seem able to protect us, but I wonder what price he will demand when the time comes. He is a wise merchant, and this service will not be free. I accept, though I may regret this decision someday. I'm sure you will. Uh-huh. Suspicious of the price, but accepts the offer. Yep, here we are, subverting the loyalty of the people of Woodhurst. I hate being railroaded into doing things I'm really uncomfortable with. Oh, okay, no, I gotta go into the general store. You are not the first Gifmund has sent here with offers. He is conniving, and I want nothing to do with it. He's a powerful man, but he is also a wealthy man with a greedy heart. Yeah. How can I trust his judgment? You can't. I will trust the guards. Hooray! Angrily refuses, and rightly so. How about the supplier over here? You are here to threaten me too? Oh, man. You seem a better kind than the last fool Gifmund sent with his offer. I cannot trust him or the guards. What are we to do if we cannot afford to leave and cannot trust those who should protect us? Where is Reeve Herumond? Decomposing! Oh, good. At least they're all here. Here, are you going to refuse too, I hope?
These are desperate times.
Gifmund has concerns for our safety, but at the same time, I believe he has other intentions. He may be able to use this against me someday, but I will accept his offer. Oh, dear. See, here we're suborning the healer. Okay, Herubrand, I've successfully suborned the loyalty of your subjects. Now, let me know what you think I should do next. Start a rebellion? That quest just made me feel dirty inside. Okay.
I have need of your help.
This is not only an offer of protection, it is leverage to obtain what he wants. From what we have heard, Gifmund speaks true when he says that the guards are not doing enough, and my own family was but one example of that. This offer of protection is dubious at best and likely only a bid for power. Yeah. Agreed. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Send me back out to talk to that slimy weasel again. Okay, back to said slimy weasel. Yep, Phil, sorry. I think I am done with the Vanir question. I think I remembered to give all three of my reasons. Thought I might lose that particular chain of thought, but I don't think I did.
I am afraid.
They have a right to be suspicious. I have my motives, as do you. I simply offered what I have as a courtesy, but they are right. It is not free. I would not be the man I am today if I gave anything for free. Now that more have seen the wisdom of my offer, I may yet be able to achieve my goals, which I'm sure are humble and just. I have seen what you are doing for Gifmund, and I may have been wrong about you. Oh, great, I'm winning over Elda, just what I wanted. I have been harsh towards you on a number of occasions, but you may yet prove useful. I still have my eye on you, though. I need you to deliver a letter for me. It has come time for me to step down as an advisor and better fulfill my role here. I now work with Gifmund and will not betray Herubrand, but I will not betray the secrets. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Okay. Bring Elda's resignation letter to Herubrand. Okay. He's got a new job with the new regime. At some point, you'd think Herubrand has got to be stirred towards action. I know he's wounded, but... At least Elda had the courtesy of resigning, but if he returns, he will have much to answer for. He's right there. I'm concerned that he could unravel everything that we have done, but I must trust that he told you the truth and will keep my secrets. Why? His service to Gifmund is also concerning, for they make a powerful alliance that could unite Woodhurst behind them. For now, I need you to work for Gifmund and learn what he is up to. Okay. All right. Double agent, I know. Still, makes me uncomfortable. I'd rather just spank him and have done. Yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for Gifmund to ask me to swear loyalty. Or no, you think Herubrand is going to send me off to swear fealty to Saruman, right? Work as a double agent there. I think given my history with Saruman, he would probably see through that. Okay. Getting down towards time to go. Have to make sure to get my son places on time today, but I still have a few more minutes.
I do not know.
You accept my offer? Then I welcome you, burglar. I will not deceive you. I have had my eye upon the seat of power here in Woodhurst for some time. I think you can help me acquire it. First, anyone who serves me must dedicate some time to my mine. Anything good in this life comes from hard work and dedication. Even Elda spent time there when he first came to me. Speak with the overseer there when you are ready. Oh, go work in the mine. Oh, good. Oh, good. Just what I wanted. So down the tracks we go to the mine with a very impressive scaffolding system. I have the feeling, I think when Wigan came through here, I ended up doing all of those quests. And I was just doing the epic with Wigan, but I haven't always shown perfect restraint. And I think I ended up doing these with Wigan too. Just looking around. Oh. I almost missed the mine overseer in the mine overseer shed. Big shed, though.
These are desperate times.
Gifmund sent you? That's all I need to know. We are happy to have you. However, I tolerate no slacking on my work site, so you had best be ready to work. I could always use more ore. Take this pickaxe and find a good vein to mine. Oh, dear. Okay. Oh, wait. Did you gave me a pickaxe? I don't have to pick one up? Okay. I'll just go to the collecting ore then. Where do I find ore? Face of the wall? Some ore-bearing stone. That's it, huh? Well, I'll work a little more quickly than that other guy. Okay. Boy, this is really dedication to the cause here. Back-breaking labor in the mines. This guy, meanwhile, is apparently trying to dig through the scaffolding. Maybe he's attempting to escape. Wish you all the best, man. Hope you find your freedom. Gosh, you're right, Druid's Fire. The decorations on the scaffolding do look like the decorations on the repaired bridge in the Wells of Langfoot. That's interesting. Okay. Got some more. Oh, good. I can jump down here. Woo! Not a bad find, but you should not be too proud of yourself, as I am not done with you. Gifmund did not specify how long I could have you for. Hold a moment, let me see if there is more I can have you do for me. I put together a list, oh goody, which I believe you can accomplish. Once they are completed, I will consider your obligation to me fulfilled, and you will be free to return to Gifmund. The first task is simple. I received a shipment of new pickaxes, and the workers near the top of the mine are in need of replacement. Take these up to them and hurry back. Oh, boy. Oh, back to do errands. Okay. Okay. Now I have to go up and find pickaxeless workers. I guess. Or guys who need fresher pickaxes, perhaps. probably on the very top shelf, aren't they? Oh, man. Are they trying to lure me up here and then they're going to push me off? Okay. What is that? 3? There we go. Yep, they are on the top shelf. Back to the overseer. Can I jump all the way down? I don't think I can. Can I jump from here? Maybe if I go this way at an angle. No. Saved a bit of a step anyway. Couldn't quite jump out far enough. All right. What exhilarating task do you have for me next?
What is happening to these lands?
Too much work to do. The workers have gathered a fair amount of ore down here, but it needs to be loaded into carts. Okay. Collect the ore, load it into carts. Oh, look at the time. Where are the carts? All right. I'll finish this one and then I'll be done. It's a problem with these little quests, right? I'm sure I am not the only one to experience this. Let me just finish this last one, and then I'm really done. Probably not the only one who experiences that. All right, just ore in one more cart, then I'm done. Then I'm done. Okay. Okay. No problem.
I do not know if we will survive this onslaught.
You're glad I'm only temporary help? Me too, bud. This last task will be the most difficult, but perhaps you're up to the challenge, though I doubt it. Those scoundrels from Lower Woodhurst keep damaging my track at night, and I think that they have stolen stakes that keep it in place. Repair the tracks. Good thing I'm not going to do this one, though. Okay, all right, I'm going to take an extra long time. In fact, I'm going to take a whole week to do this last task just because the mine overseer is so rude. So, thank you guys for joining me today. I will be back next week. Next week will be, what will it be? The 4th of June when we get together again. So I will be here next week. I should be here next week. I do, disclaimer, my mother-in-law is visiting next week, so there's a non-zero chance that something might arise that I don't expect. But I am expecting to be here next week. And then I will be here the week after that. Then I'll be gone for 2 weeks in a row. A thing the next week, Father's Day weekend. And then I've got Myth Moot after that. But I should be here for the next 2 weeks in any case. So thanks everybody for joining me today. And I look forward to finishing our delightful internship down here at the mine in Weed Eisenor. So thanks very much, everybody. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye now. Thanks for joining in on my rambles around Standing Stone's brilliant digital adaptation of Tolkien's world. If you enjoy these adventures, please consider supporting this and other entertaining educational programming by donating at signumuniversity.org/fund.